Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. It's been almost 2 weeks since my last upload and I just returned from Europe yesterday. So right now it's currently 10:15 a.m. in the morning over here in the now getting humid and hot South Korea. And I just returned from Europe, guys. So this is another quick, talk with Fox. I'm going to basically give you guys an update where I've been the past 2 weeks. I'm going to talk about the player strike, which will be a dedicated video in the next video. And I'll talk about a few other things that's been happening with the merge event, which was pretty insane. So guys, if you're happy that I'm back, hit the like button. And if you wish I stayed away, I guess you can hit the dislike button. So let's jump right in. I'm also a little bit tired, guys. I'm still fucking horribly jet lagged from the trip. It was a 14-hour flight from Schiphol Airport in Amsterdam, and basically we flew from Amsterdam to Helsinki from Schiphol to Helsinki, then Helsinki to Seoul, direct flight. It was quite long, so bear with me if I'm a little bit jaded and juttered at the moment. Alright guys, so like I told you, like I mentioned in my last Talks with Fox, I was on vacation for 11 days with my girlfriend in Europe. So basically we went to Sweden for one of my best friend's weddings, and then we went into Germany, to Munich, and then went down to Austria, into Salzburg, where they filmed the Sound of Music, the really famous movie. And then we spent the final 3 days in Amsterdam, in the Netherlands. What an amazing trip, guys. And really happy I got to spend that time with my girlfriend, because in 2 months, I'm going to be moving, hopefully, to Hawaii. I'm in a bit of a weird situation in Korea, especially with financing school. But that's for a different video. But yeah, we had to spend some really good quality time together. And since we're going to be apart for a few months in the coming spring, it was really good to get out, so I was really happy with that. So guys, I'll give you a quick overview of the wedding. So the trip. So first off, we landed in Stockholm in Sweden for a quick stopover once we finished, fucking around in Beijing in China, which was really weird. It was my first time touching down in Beijing, and I was really perplexed at just how fucking big the airport was, but also at how empty it was. It was a very peculiar environment in that Chinese airport. Interesting, but peculiar is probably the best way to put it. Like really big, towering, monstrous buildings, and no one's in them. It's just like, it's empty. It was so weird. And then after we flew from Beijing, we landed in Stockholm about 14 hours later, and we transferred over into Gothenburg, which is where the wedding was located. So the first day was pretty much, same old stuff. We got to, mingle with the family a little bit with my friend's mother, who flew in from Korea as well with her brother, and we all stayed at an Airbnb. And the next day, we basically went to the wedding, and it was a Swedish wedding. It was very, very cool to be a part of that. My first European and my first Swedish-style wedding. One of my best friends, he got married. Well, both of them got married, actually. They're both some of my best friends. And it was wonderful to be a part of it. Got to meet a lot of their families and friends, and we got to enjoy a very traditional Swedish wedding, which was absolutely phenomenal. And then the next day we went into the park. I forget the name of the park in Gothenburg. It's a pretty famous one. And just went around. We bought some snus, which is basically like lip tobacco, like not like chew. Just if you wonder what it is, just type SNUS into Google, like Swedish snus, and you'll see what it is. We tried that out, and yeah, just went around Gothenburg for a day. The following day, myself, my girlfriend, the groom, and the bride left for their honeymoon to Berlin, and we went to Munich to transfer to the train to Austria. So I gotta say this, Europe is one of the most beautiful places I've ever been to, but Salzburg is literally like a Disney storybook. Like, you open up a book and you picture like that typical Disney story. And when I was in Salzburg, that's all I could ever picture. It's like, I feel like I'm literally in the middle of a storybook. The architecture was incredible. The people were really, really kind in Austria. All over Europe, they're really kind. But in Austria, it was like, oh, wow. Like, the weather was phenomenal. The people were great. And, I mean, the beautiful thing about it was the city seems like it's completely built for bicycles. Like, the best way to get around in Salzburg is to rent a bicycle and just drive everywhere. It was awesome. So we went around to all the Sound of Music tour. For those of you who don't know, the Sound of Music, I forget the name of the actress. She played Mary Poppins as well. So forgive me if I forget it. You can probably let me know in the comments. I'll Google it after I'm done this. But it was basically based on the Von Trapp family, which was a famous singing family during the Nazi occupation. And the Hollywood version is a little bit different than the actual version, but we got to learn all the history of the real Von Trapps. Learned about when I forget his name, the father in the story. I think his name was Captain. I forget his name again, but basically they were so famous he was ordered to serve in Hitler's navy, and when he refused that, they basically had to get locked down in Salzburg, and they escaped 2 years later into Switzerland. That's depicted in the movie, but also the real version is slightly different, which was really cool to learn about it. Got to see all the old churches, got to go to some amazing breweries. We went to the Stiegl Brewery in Austria, and we went to another brewery in the center of the city. Had a lot of pork. Like, pork in Germany and Austria seems to be quite a popular dish, and it was quite delicious. So, by far, Salzburg is probably the most beautiful city I've ever visited, ever. The most impressive city to me, personally, in Europe was always Rome. I really enjoyed Rome, but Salzburg, just like a storybook. And, like, if you... it was the perfect city to go with, like, a significant other, like a girlfriend, fiance, wife, even your mother. You know, if you take her there, she'd really enjoy it. Then, after we left Salzburg, we went into Munich and visited the Hofenbrau, which is a beer garden, or just a massive brewery where you basically get 2 pints of beer in a glass that's bigger than your fucking noggin, like your head. Really, really cool. And we went, and the second day we visited the Dachau concentration camp. So Dachau was one of the first concentration camps employed by the Nazis in pre-World War II and during World War II. And what an eye-opener. Just walking through the camps and learning the history from the tours, and oh Jesus, just seeing some of the pictures that they had up in the museums, and the walking through the crematorium. Very eye-opening visit. Absolutely, very eye-opening visit, and quite a sad place. I have quite a few pictures and videos within the camp, but learning about the history of the camp, when it was employed, some of the famous prisoners that were inside there, learning about when, you know, the camp itself was liberated. Just incredible history, but very dark. When we were there, they have a lot of memorials that are built within the camp. They have, I believe, a Protestant church that's built on the camp, a Russian Orthodox church, a Christian church, and a Jewish Orthodox or something. I forget the particular name of it, but there's there's 4 main places of memorials they have there within the camp itself. And one of the most eerie places in the camp was the crematorium. That was really something. Especially, like, we got inside the gas chambers where you know, the potential kill rooms were, and that was pretty frightening. That room there, because, like, they showed how they basically systematically went from one section to the other when they were you know, exterminating the prisoners there. Very eye-opening. Very, very, very eye-opening to visit that site. After Dachau, we ended up going into Amsterdam. That was our last stop for the trip, and basically Amsterdam was relax and just enjoy Amsterdam. And if I need to explain to you Amsterdam, then you live under a rock. Amsterdam was probably one of the coolest cities I've ever been to. You know, the sex capital of Europe is Amsterdam. The drug capital of Europe is Amsterdam, and probably the funnest city in Europe is Amsterdam. Basically, we went to the red light district, and you can see all the girls in the windows. You know, they blatantly like the coffee shops were a very interesting addition to the trip. To get inside them, like, because I know, like, for some of you that listen to me, especially from the States and California, you know, it's very easy. You go to a weed dispensary to buy marijuana. But in Holland, they have the coffee shops, right? So they have, like, a wide range of stuff inside the coffee shop. And, you know, and that could be tea, coffee, edibles, different strains. I would probably argue that California probably has a wider selection in product from a business point of view, but Amsterdam's city culture surrounding drugs in general and prostitution in general is so relaxed. Like, I didn't really see anyone stressed in Amsterdam when I was there. Probably due to some of the drugs that are there, but, you know, just in general, man, people there are so friendly, and the red light district just is always busy. But for those of you that think the red light district is just for prostitution, I wasn't really informed on that when I went there, that it's just a party area. It's like, you know, a downtown area that is surrounded by prostitution, which is kind of cool, because, you know, if you've ever been to a red light district before, it's almost like a shady area of town, right? But in Amsterdam, the red light district is the main attraction. So there's thousands of people out, even on Wednesday nights, especially during tour season, that are down there drinking, partying, you know, doing shisha, basically enjoying the fruits of Amsterdam. And we went into some sinister sex shops when we were in Amsterdam as well, and some of the toys and tools and all that shit, I didn't know if I was walking into a sex shop or a fucking torture chamber for some of these places, because they were absolutely wild. Cool though, because you know, there's not really a whole ton of that where I'm from, back in Canada, but there it's just so open. It was really kind of cool to see a hyper liberal, open, relaxed city, and the canals were beautiful. Oh my goodness, like, the whole city was really cool. And then after Amsterdam, we flew back to Korea, and that's where I'm reporting to you now. That's basically a quick overview of the trip. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments, and I'll gladly answer them about the trip. So guys, there's been a bunch of things that have been happening in the game since I left. I've only been gone literally 2 weeks, and the game has drastically changed. Ultimate mods, new commander levels, the Mega Merge event. So when I checked the map this morning, I was like, where the fuck are all the states? They're gone. It's like there's 20 of them left or something out of, what, 400s or whatever? I don't even know what it was. They got the Rebel states open. Now all the servers have high populations, which is great. The problem, though, is Mobile Strike is still releasing glitchy and inaccurate packs and upgrades, and, you know, there's a strike happening right now, and effectively the strike is happening now for some of the bigger alliances for 7 days, but indefinitely for about the middle tier spenders and below. I'm going to get into that in another video, but the quick 30-second spiel on it is, if you're participating in the strike, warp to 1-1 in your state, don't buy any packs, and don't log in for 7 days. Don't even log in. That's the short of it. I have a dedicated upload coming right after this. So since it's my first video in 2 weeks, today is going to be a double upload for you guys. And what else do we have to review here? Yeah, guys, basically, you know, the Mega Merge was moved up due to the strike. and a lot of players within the strike group and some of the other strike members had a bit of a disagreement about the length of what the strike should be, and a lot of players went into the event and killed it, and a lot of players refrained from the event. I was one who refrained from it. Now, since I was back late Sunday, or Monday morning, or was it Monday? Monday in Korea time? I'm still on a jet lag time, guys, so my time is a little bit messed up for me in my brain, but I could have participated in the tail end of the event, but I just left the shield up at 1-1 and just didn't bother. So Hemo has disappeared, which is the home state I've been at for the past 6 months. 98 is gone, which was my original one, that Japanese-Korean state. And virtually all of the dead states are eliminated, which is good because that means it frees up server time, potentially, for the players to remove some of the fucking absurd glitches that have been in the game. That's some of the good, but the bad thing is, with the stigma around this strike and a lot of players that have quit, you know, it's unfortunate that, you know, the strike has kind of come to a point where players are genuinely very, very upset. I think I just lost my recording. Okay, no, I never. You know, so, you know, like I said, I'm going to do a dedicated upload video on that, guys. I just want to keep this really short, give you an update on the trip and whatnot. If you like the video and you're interested about Europe and stuff like that and the trip, give it a thumbs up. And if you have any specific questions about any of the cities or any of the places that I visited, you know, ask them in the comments and I'll be glad to address them when I have some time. So that's going to be all for this video, guys. Really quick talk with Fox. Just wanted to give you an update. I'm back. I got to catch up. I have a lot of catching up to do, and this game has changed so much in the past 2 weeks. It's ridiculous. And you'll have more on the gameplay series, probably a bit later. I have a lot to deal with in Korea, guys. I actually got some terrible news when I landed in Korea, but I'm not going to disclose that in this particular video. Some of it's personal, and some of it still has me furious. Just the situation that's happening right now in Korea is just has me boggled to a point where I can't even properly articulate the level of disgust I have right now at this situation that I've found myself in over here. But that's a topic for another day. So, guys, listen, I just want to give you guys again a quick update. I'm gonna end the video here. Cheers to all of you. It's good to be back, and see you in game. Cheers, everybody.